Hello. This one's a special one. I didn't do an introduction when we started our conversation, and I feel a bit rude. And you deserve to know. That's why I'm doing this now. And this conversation is with a very good friend of mine called Matt Gamble. He's from Sydney, and it's one of those ones I was talking about earlier. One of the real ones for me. Matt just is a fucking incredible human and an inspiration for me, and allows me to be my true self. We first met through getting in contact on social media, and stayed in touch. And then Maddie went through the Awakening program. I was a coach. I was Maddie's coach, and just stayed in touch. And throughout the last year and a half, 2 years, whatever it's been, I feel like Maddie's just a rock. He's just, whenever you're going through something and you just can't find the answers yourself, he's the first person that I would call. And whenever he does call me or message me or whatever it is, I can feel it straight away. I just light up, because I know that something higher is coming through the vessel that is Matt Gamble. So I felt it very important to introduce this next guest. This is just a short conversation, us boys talking about what we're going through now in terms of social media, and really getting your attention back, getting your awareness back, because the design of these apps, social media apps, are to harness your attention. So yeah, we get into it anyway. I just felt that it was very important to introduce our next guest here, Matty Gamble. Love you, brother, and everyone listening, enjoy life, enjoy this conversation.
No, I think we'll just start here, Matty. I think we'll just start here.
Raw.
Yeah. How are you feeling?
Feeling like this is the right time to be able to connect like this.
Yeah. It's funny how we sort of try to make it happen now.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on as of late. And then we've just started to get into it as coming back to the disciplines and the practices that keep us, aligned with our higher self. It was only a week ago I was sitting in here scrolling on my phone. My higher self is like, get the fuck off the phone. It's not going to do you any favors. Go out in the sun. And my ego says, don't tell me what to do. There's nothing else going on. There's something on here that means more than that. And there was a battle for about 2 weeks. Till I got sick of myself. And I said, I can't keep doing this shit anymore.
Yeah.
Here we are.
It's literally what I've been going through. And it was only through you actually expressing it to me yesterday, and then just realizing how much it takes your attention away being on your phone. So it's very similar to me and you about just how much it just can just drag you away. And are you prioritizing? Oh, 1 second, bro. Oh, this is my alarm. This is good time, because that's my alarm, so I can check my phone.
All right, bro. Well, I'll talk to you. See you later.
That's perfect. Yeah, I'll just get my camera back on, brother. Oh, I can hear Mike on well. So what we're talking about was actually setting an alarm and having 3 times a day where you actually check your phone, because prior to today, the amount of times I would open my phone unconsciously and just scroll or check my emails hundreds of times.
In a day, hey, at least 150 times, I reckon.
It's insane.
Yeah, I reckon at least 150 times.
Yeah, 150.
I would at least subconsciously click on Instagram or Facebook or check the fucking weather for next Friday.
It's funny because you're always like, oh no, I've just got to check the weather. a text message from my dad, so I just check that. And it's like, oh, while you're here, you might as well open that. You might as well check the weather, or you might as well check your Facebook, scroll on Facebook, go down to, I don't know, your auntie's page. I think you always said it best, your auntie's page of when she was traveling, like
when she was in Switzerland in
years ago.
2008.
Yeah.
It's always Switzerland in 2008, always.
Yeah.
No, I get this little voice in the car of like, message this person, you're going to forget. Check that message. Did you reply there? And it's just this constant pull back into the matrix of the telephone. And the deeper you dive, the harder it is to get out of it. Because you got to remember, you transition into this like a whole other world. And then you look up to hold a conversation with your partner. We don't have the capabilities to be in that world for so long and then fully just come into presence. Like it's a practice. So like today, I noticed the second time I went on my phone just before I did what I had to do. And then it was like slide. Instagram stories so quick. And I'm like, oh, look at you go. What are you going to get? Get off. This is now not serving you. Go straight off.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. I have, that was the second time the alarm went off. But the first time I was actually in a place where I couldn't even check my phone. I was with the girls and I had to drop my Marley off at kindergarten. So I was like, oh, I haven't actually really checked it today. Which is fucking awesome, because previously yesterday, man, I've been in it, bro. And just realizing, what am I doing? Like, even with the reels that have been popping out lately, it's just noticing, am I just trying to get something out of it? And I think you just shared it before we even jumped on this call, and that's when you had the inspiration. Let's just fucking go there now. It's like, what are you trying to get out of this moment? What are you trying to achieve by putting yourself out there? And just realizing there's been a lot of energy of rushing with me, of wanting an outcome, expecting an outcome, and wanting to get something out of this. And I don't know about you, I just feel this massive frustration whenever I'm on the phone. It's just a drain. Like, if it's not conscious, if I'm not aware, because obviously there's things that we need to do, people we need to communicate with, but if it's just coming from a place of unconscious scrolling, it just leaves me with this feeling of just anxiousness and tightness and frustration. It just drains my energy.
100%. I feel like I just took my hands off my neck that have been wrapped around my two hands have been wrapped around my neck for the past 2 weeks. Like I haven't been able to breathe properly.
Yeah.
And it's all wrapped in that. So then what you do is you go to numb yourself to get out of it even more, but you're just putting yourself deeper in it.
Yeah.
And then your higher self is watching you being like, bro, what are you doing? What is going to be on Instagram between the 4 minutes between you checked it last time?
When you're refreshing, for me, it's like refreshing to see, oh, yes, and more people have seen a reel.
Well, you're putting yourself on this expectation of like, how many likes do you need to fill up your cup? Or I said it, that's where we just jumped on the call is people, I think our ego likes to wrap in this whole, when we're seen by someone, then that's when we will be springboarded into this thing of we've made it. And define that. What's made it?
Yeah.
Like,
what has actually made it?
What is it?
Because it's continually changing too. The made it, because remember before even you started like a gym or whatever, you must have had like an idea about creating whatever it was. And then once you get to that level, it's never enough. There's always going to be the next thing you want to get to. But yeah, what is actually made it?
Yeah. I think everyone sort of had this subconscious attachment of if I just keep putting this stuff out, someone's going to see it, I'm going to make it. And then I'm going to be free. It's like, you're free now. Energetically just put yourself there. So yeah, the past it's only been day 2, but yeah, check my phone, 3 times yesterday, twice today, got 1 more tonight to post. It's hard when business is wrapped in it all, but feel so fucking free. And even being present in conversations like this, like I noticed I videoed a podcast I did the other day and I wasn't present in the conversation because all I was thinking about is what can I say that will look like a reel?
Wow.
And I was like, you fucking idiot. You are so not in this conversation. You're just trying to put together some words to look like a reel. So then hopefully someone will see it and you can say you've made it.
Wow.
Shut the fuck up and hold this conversation.
Did you realize that during the conversation?
During it. Oh, I know. And the way I realized it is I said something that was like straight out. And then I went, oh, that would be a good reel. So then that's where and then I'm like, not even present in the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, bro?
I feel there's such a beauty in actually expressing that, man. And the real connection that anyone feels is you just expressing whatever's going on. But if you're holding on to that, you could hold on to that and not express it, and the whole conversation could have a completely different energy. And that's what I've noticed in just putting ourselves out there, like having conversations like this through podcasting or through coaching calls or through like reels or whatever it is. The more you fully express yourself and just allow your truth to come out, like us expressing at the start of this about how much we've been addicted to the phone, how that's been taking away so much attention. The only person that would want to hide that would be like the identity, the ego of like, no, you can't say anything like that. You want to keep that under wraps, you know.
Yeah.
But by expressing it, by fully expressing it, that's what has that magnetic effect where people can feel your truth and people are drawn into you through that full expression. You free yourself from any sort of frustration, any sort of identity of wanting expectation or anything.
And that's why you've been feeling like that yuck, agitated feeling, because automatically, subconsciously, when you get off the phone, you automatically feel like you're at a state of lack because you've just seen that, you know, this person posted this and got this many likes, or this person posted this and got this many shares, or this person's got this, or this person's doing this. And automatically you're taking energy away from yourself. So then when you do come back to yourself, you automatically feel like you're at a state of lack because why do all these people get these things? So I notice myself in a reactive state. If I seen, you know, another member from the gym training somewhere else, or, you know, someone liking something else that, you know, with someone I might not necessarily connect with anymore or whatever, it's all a reaction to me, which is triggering because then I'll get off and then it'll play out with my girls, or it'll play out with work or just my presence. It'll play out with just my presence in general. So I'm automatically caught up in a thought about what I seen, but it's all a fucking illusion.
Yeah, that you've created in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's making you feel a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And so coming back, what we're doing now is really just not adding anything to our lives, stripping things away. Like in what Evan Britton, what we said is dial it down to zero. We love to hear dialing it all down to zero. So turning down the noise, the distractions, the things that constantly pull us in a direction, take us away from this moment. And by doing that, then every single thing becomes like high definition. Like I was speaking to my mate Jimmy from Sweden yesterday. He was talking about how it's like the little things. We just started talking about little things, and like he's got a little son, and when his son was 4 or something, just jumping from the couch onto the cushions and things like that. He's like, Dad, watch me, you know, sort of do it. And he might have been in the thought of like, oh yeah, I've seen this 1,000 times. Like I'm not going to get anything out of this, whatever it is. But just seeing that thought, realizing like, now this is what's happening now. But all these things that we've gone through, like on our phone, just through like trying to get instant gratification and putting us in this state of frustration, we're missing the moment. You know, we're missing life right in front of us, especially our kids. And I see it for me, bro, like the pull, the to and fro of like, you know, coming in here, this is the office, okay, I've got to be in the business or whatever and do that. But then, you know, the girls coming in, coming out, just all these thoughts. But just asking myself, like, does it really matter? Like, do I need to do this? Like what's happening now? What's really important? And it's life. Life is happening. And I'm going to miss life if I'm consistently stuck in my head, you know, thinking it should be this way or that way.
And sometimes you need to dial it down to zero. That's what happened yesterday. I had that feeling of dialing all down to zero and just I've taken control of my life again, because my life was being dictated through a little device for the last 2 weeks. I'm not going to have that anymore. So my emotions were dictated based off this little screen and what I would see and what I would take home and what I would take into my body. And I wasn't feeling the best. Like last week, I felt a bit sick. This week, I thought I had conjunctivitis. My eyes were starting to close. So I'm automatically not feeling better, feeling good in my body. So why would I try and do more to get out of it? How about you just check in and see how you're actually feeling? And I wasn't feeling good, bro. Wasn't feeling good at all. In the last 2 days, I started reading again, started, intentionally meditating and not just coming out of meditation and checking Instagram, because that's what I was doing before. 30-minute meditation, and then I'd be on Instagram by the 31st minute. It's like, what the fuck? You haven't even give yourself a chance to breathe after your meditation because you're on to the next thing. So even that in itself would be wrapping up, because my ego would be like, oh, well, you're doing your meditation still. So it must be something else that's going on. It's like, yeah, but are you intentionally doing things? Like, what's your intention? It's all about intention. What's your intention about posting right now? Do you feel the need you have to post to get something out, to be seen and validated through a little fucking phone? Or can you just give yourself a minute to sit in the sun and just be grateful for who you are or what you're doing or what you have in your life? You know what I mean? Rather than allowing it to be through this little thing that's controlling you. And the attachment, like I'd go for walks with mates and, I'm not taking it, but the second that I get back to the car, I'm checking everything. It's like, okay, check if you got a message or a phone call and then it might be an emergency. But do you really have to fucking check Instagram and Facebook? Like, alert, notification. See me. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And that's why, I just, sort of said to myself, I'm done. And thank you for being there, bro. I was very grateful for your voice messages today. I really felt that. It came at a good point too. I just walked with Janae and I was literally talking about you. And then, you sent me that and I went into work with all this gratitude of like, fuck, I'm so grateful that I've got that in my life. I've got you in my life. So thank you, bro.
Thank you, brother. I feel that. I think I said it on a little chat yesterday as well, brother, about you. It's like there's certain people in your life that you feel just this connection and just allow you to fully express. And that's what you are for me. And that's what I said in the message, like a beacon of beacon of light. And just allowing me to be me. And that's all we're doing now is like we're just expressing where we're at right now, which is the most beautiful thing. We're not trying to put on a hat, trying to be this certain person or, show a role for someone. We're just actually just expressing what we're going through, which is so fucking beautiful. And the fact that you can do that, brother, that has that effect for me to realize what's going on in my life, because I can see it. It's a mirror of what I'm going through. So, that's forever grateful for you, brother, the connection that we have. And
I do feel like we're soul brothers, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because always moving through the same shit.
Always.
It's like, fuck, I'm feeling that too. It's like, we're blaming it on the full moon. Oh, it's the full moon. That's why I feel like this. It's like, no, it's your fucking phone. That's what it is.
But I always wake up early with that moon,
Yeah.
Right. No, it's beautiful, brother. It's beautiful. Yeah, and it's coming back to having that intention. And that's what I've been like last night, even like before you go to sleep, I just wrote down a bunch of things, and you can say it's a to-do, but to be honest, like it's what is my purpose? Like what are the things that I really want to do, and where do I want to spend my attention? Because that's what we are. We're behind the physical body. We're actually just awareness. And where do we want to place it? So for me, it's obviously family. And we have the blessing of being at home with the family, having breakfast, being with them. How many times would I just actually have my phone on, like if I'm playing a song for Spotify in the morning breakfast, but then I'm just scrolling or something, like I'm just forever trying to get to that next moment, trying to get that hit, exactly what you're talking about. So now it's the intention of, okay, there's 3 times I'm going to look at that in a day. This is where I'm
wisely.
Yeah. 7 o'clock, 12 o'clock and 3.
You want to use all your lifelines before midday, then so be it.
Yeah. Do you have like a
You know?
time? Do you set a timer or anything like that, or not really?
No, I just sort of know when it's time.
Yeah.
Like I just know, okay, cool. I'm going to have breakfast, and I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to do this. And the second time I checked it yesterday, I was on for like fucking 2 minutes, literally. Where I was like, I said to myself, the second time I checked it, between the first time and second time was like 5 hours. And I was like, I would have checked it probably 50 times in this gap.
Easily.
Where now I checked it and I literally was on there for like 2 minutes. I think I got back to 2 DMs and had some likes. That was it. And I was like, what the fuck would I have checked it in between?
Yeah.
It is, bro. It's like, you need to work out in your life what your non-negotiables are and what is it that keeps you on your straight and narrow. So for me, my things that I know that I need to avoid is I need to avoid porn. I need to be very mindful with my phone. Those are the two big things, because I know porn takes me out of presence for some reason. Well, no, I don't. I know why, but I can't be present at home with the girls. I can't be present in conversations. I don't feel confident. That's just me. Some people might have a different connection with it, and the phone, I need to make sure that I'm very conscious on that, because, that's the thing. You and me were so blessed that we're not at a job from 9 till 5, and how grateful that the universe has given you and me this opportunity to fucking be with our girls while they're still young at home.
Yeah.
Like these are the moments that we're going to look back and be like, bro, did you take advantage of being at home with the girls as much as possible? Because I've got every single one of my mates is out there working 9 till 5. I call them during the day, and sometimes they're like, hey, bro, like, what's up? And then I'm like, oh, you don't talk? And in my head, I'm like, actually, wait, you're at work. So like, fuck. Like, because, which is like, that's normal. Even Janae said the other day, she's like, what we do is not normal. Like we work early hours, we work afternoons, you got the whole day to yourself. Be there, like wherever you are. So the universe has gifted us this opportunity to be with our kids more at home. Are we going to take advantage of that or not advantage of that? And then after that, I've got a list of things that some days I'll probably get 4 of them done, but it's okay if I get none of them done. And that's where it's like the second list is like, journaling, stretching, meditating. Oh, sorry, meditation's in my top list as well. Those are my top 3.
Yeah.
No porn, phone 3 times a day, like Instagram and Facebook, and then meditate. Where like the second tier list is like stretch, read, get out in nature, breath work, all that stuff, conscious breathing, get out in the sun. So those are like the things that if I get all of them done, great. If I don't, that's still okay.
Yeah. So that's exactly what I did last night, brother. I wrote down exactly the same thing, the list, and I just circled the ones that are most important. And it is meditate, the phone 3 times a day. Porn as well is the same as me. It's just a distraction. And the intention, like the purpose, I feel there's a greater purpose for us when we're actually in alignment with, when our energy is in alignment, with our higher selves. And so, some people might not know what that purpose is. For me, it's like it's connection and community, and creating this space that we have to allow as many people as possible in this world to awaken to the power that they have within themselves. And it's through cultivating that environment that we're talking about, through dialing it all down to zero, through coming back to what you truly are. Because how can you ever hear the whispers of the universe if you're too busy scrolling on your phone, if you're too busy on the next conversation or the next moment? You never really hear. So it's breathwork's come into my experience as well, brother. Last week and a half, I've just been doing this little breathwork first thing in the morning.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I think I've just been consciously breathing. Like every time I walk outside, and I do it in the car and try and just consciously breathing. I haven't really tapped too much into breath work, but I hear great things.
Yeah.
But what you touched on before is that human connection is powerful, because the universe uses us as portals. It's funny that sometimes I've been in the trenches and I've had a conversation with you and been very present. And then you just spat out 2 or 3 different lines, and I'm like, oh, funny that's exactly what I was supposed to hear. Like, human connection is very soul-filling, and these devices, yeah, it's great now that we can connect through a device, but there's a lot of disconnect that it does. And all you have to do is walk into the coffee shop and look around, or I know when I'm in the trenches, I can't even sit at a set of lights for 30 seconds without checking something, because my mind is like, well, what are we going to do? Just sit here and be bored? It's like, well, how about you just listen to the universe or listen to what's coming through at the moment? Because
Yeah, listen to your breath.
The deepest form of meditation is listening.
Yeah.
So how about you just sit? I noticed myself yesterday and today go to grab it. And I went, oh, here you go. And then I was like, just stay in this moment. It's all right.
Yeah. And it's the design of it, brother. It's the design of social media. It's manipulative to consume your attention. That's the whole purpose of it. So now it's peeling back those layers and coming back, getting your life back, because we can lose our whole lives in that, and we have been. So being aware of that now and having that intention. So you can still utilize social media, because it's a blessing in a way that we can connect with so many people around the world, and even us right now, from Sydney and Perth, other opposite ends of Australia. It's such a blessing. It's just that it can have that other effect of falling into, it can take your attention away. You can just lose yourself moment to moment in something that's, you don't even desire it. You just find yourself doing it out of habit.
It's the attachment to it.
Yeah.
What comes to mind is like, you're the type of person that loves chocolate, and you can't, and then you can't get enough of it. And then you realize that you're putting on too much weight. So you say to yourself, okay, now I can't, at this moment, I'm very insecure in the sense of I can't have a packet of Tim Tams around me at the moment, because I don't have that willpower or momentum to not have one. So and we all get to that point, and this is just another analogy to the phone. So it's like, well, I'm going to implement things to make sure that I don't have that urge to start with. And that's going to be not having it in my house. So for the next 2 weeks, I'm not going to have chocolate in my house. Then once you build that momentum, first couple of days, your body's like, go to the shops and get a packet of Tim Tams. Like, go get some chocolate. What else are you going to have? Blah, blah, blah. Once you overcome that, build momentum and discipline, then 2 weeks later, Janina buys a packet of Tim Tams, and you just look at it and go, oh, that's okay. Enjoy. And you can comfortably sit there while everyone else is eating a Tim Tam and not have the urge to dabble in one. That's when you've taken control back. So for me, I know that I need to stick to 3 times a day, because all it'll take is a week from now, the day that I'm not conscious or something goes on in my life and I say, fuck it. And I'm still going to miss the mark. There's going to be, but I've just got to back it up the next day and say, okay, you sort of missed the mark today. Tomorrow, you got to bring it back. Yeah. I'm not looking for 100% strike rate. I'm just looking at making it very aware and conscious that with our lives and the way that our lives have shaped in this moment, that we're not at a job from 9 till 5, is we've got to be very aware. That's the pros. That's the cons when it comes to like having more time. Yeah.
Being at home, that's a big one for me. You're hitting my heart, brother, because Tim Tams is very close to my heart as well.
There you go. But see how you just need that bit of that momentum. So dialing it all down to 0. Last night was like, you know what? I was driving home and I still had one more thing to check it. I was like, I'm not even going to check it. I'll check it tomorrow morning. So it's like pushing the boundaries a little bit further. Like, no, fuck it. Come on. Because I think I posted it this morning. It was the decisions you make and the action you take in this moment gives the next moment a little bit of peace.
Mm-hmm.
So now I can already envision the rest of my afternoon, because it's like 2:30 here. I'll go home, be present with the girls, have some dinner, probably go for a walk, and just be amongst it. Where before I couldn't predict the next moment because I was just trying to get out of this moment. So now I've already built a bit of momentum. I can see what's coming up and accepting of like the variety of like whatever else comes up. But it's because I've taken control of my life again. I've detached from the phone. I'm not going to go home and scroll and numb. I'm just going to be in the moment and accept whatever it comes. But you can, when you get momentum, you can sort of already see the next moment before it arises, and you're accepting of the curveballs that come with it.
Yeah, I feel it's so beautiful, man. I feel as well like nutrition plays a big part of that as well, like having intention with what you're putting inside your body.
Mm.
Because exactly what you're talking about before, Ben, about the sugar and chocolate and not having it in your vicinity for a couple of weeks. Like I can feel when I've had a break from sugar in the first couple of days, like your body is like craving that naturally. But the power that you have when you're just eating whole foods, like for me, it's like having juices, eating whole foods, plenty of fruits and vegetables and meat and whatever. It's just a different energy that you're moving with. And it's like you're stacking one thing on top of the other. Like, what are the things that you can control? I think that's what you mentioned as well, brother, before the call. Like, actually, what are the things that you can control? And taking back that control that allows you to be fully present in whatever you're doing there.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, such a big thing.
Well done.
Well done. Yeah,
that's us, baby.
Yeah, I feel it.
Get the fuck off your phone.
Yeah, that's it. Let's go. Thank you, Matty, man.
That was nice. Cheeky little check-in.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Do that more often, eh?
For sure.
Whenever it presents.
Thank you for having me on the pod, brother. I've been really resonating with your stuff. I'm so grateful to be a guest on the show. As I said, it was only the other day that I sent you a big voice message being like, I put it on. I was going to my daughter's birthday and Janae had to go pick up the cake. So I had to drive to the party by myself, which allowed me 15 minutes to listen to, I think it was Ep 4.
Yeah.
And it just hit the heart. And I was like, fuck, I needed that right before I went into that crazy party because it was a 4-year-old's party. So it was hectic. I was like, just that little reminder was just so critical in that point. So the universe is working through you, that's for sure.
Thank you, brother. I think you're a huge inspiration for me to actually do this, man. Yeah, all the beautiful podcasts that I listen to you and the energy that you are, like little time capsules of energy that I feel. And you're just a beautiful beacon of presence, brother. And thank you for being you, Maddie. Thank you. I'm so happy that you're in my life.
Vice versa, brother. Thank you so much. I love you. And until next time, let's go.
Let's go. Peace.